So Battlefront 2 has had a huge resurgence of players recently because of all kinds of things. And as someone who's played since around the time of the ending of the live service, I think that's my duty as one of the more veteran players to help newer players. So here are a few tips. And by a few, I mean probably about 20. I don't have a select list. I'm just going to start rapid firing. The first one is the whole reason why I've made this video. Palpatine can use both hands whenever using his Force Lightning. If you hold down both the triggers or both the mouse buttons on PC, then you're able to use both of your hands. This has some upsides and some downsides. It does double damage to a singular target, not allowing you to hit multiple targets at once, which the one-handed lightning could do. It drains stamina twice as fast, and it also, when combined with the Rule of 2-star card, can make it an insane beast against heroes. My second tip is for how to get said heroes quick in Galactic Assault, Supremacy, that type of stuff. Run Officer and Heavy above all other classes. Trust me, it works. As you can see in the background gameplay, I'm running Officer here on Death Star 2, and I'm just planting my shield and going for the objective. Each objective, if you're able to do it all the way through, is about 1,500 battle points on its own. Not to mention if people are shooting at your shield, you're going to get even more. And that is with Bounty Hunter brought into account. But don't forget that you are able to get that without Bounty Hunter involved. You can run something like Resourceful and get your abilities back quicker. Or you can run around Resourceful and Blast Command, which whenever an enemy gets an elimination with Blast Command active, it will help you get some score and battle points, which helps you to get heroes quicker. And Heavy is a good alternative because Heavy is a good all-around class. You're able to use things like Barrage and Impact Grenades and Sentry in order to get all kinds of damage against different players as well as different vehicles, which, let me tell you, destroying vehicles gives insane amounts of XP. Speaking of which, the third point, use vehicles. I know, they're expensive, but if you choose a 400 battle point starfighter and you destroy a tank, that's plus 800 battle points, and you remove that 400, you get 400 battle points in return. Use vehicles, spend money to get money. It's as simple as that. On Naboo, the starting phase, it is wide open, a sniper's paradise. So here's what I recommend. Recon binoculars, NT-242 marksman paradise. That's all I can say. It is insane how good the NT is on Naboo. My next tip is for heroes. For heroes like Grievous and Anakin, they are able to run star cards that makes them do enough damage to one-shot troopers. And some of them have a downside. For example, Grievous is Sith trained in Anakin's Massive Strikes. As you can see, I have that on Anakin. That makes you do enough damage to one-shot troopers. But it's a huge stamina cost. So at the earlier levels of the star card, it may not be the best. But at the later levels, you definitely want to be running them in Galactic Assault and Supremacy. My next tip is for getting all kinds of levels. And that is play co-op on Wednesdays and weekends. And if you can fit it in, Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights are triple XP. Wednesday is all day triple XP. Friday nights, which by nights I mean around like 5:30. Depending on time zone, is what is the reset for the XP bonuses. Star cards are essential in Battlefront 2. You can't get star cards without levels. Level up all kinds in co-op and just continue to grind through. You will get things extremely fast. My next tip, never buy crystals. It is never worth it. If you want to get outfits or emotes, Either spend credits that you earn by playing, either do that, or you could just buy the Celebration Edition. And if you absolutely need crystals for something, do milestones. It may be a drag to search for Starfighter Assault so much to get a tremendous surface, the challenge completion, but it is worth it. There are so many things that I can tell you to get XP on. Next tip is relating to the campaign. If you are ever struggling on the Battle of Endor and trying to figure out where all the scavenger things are, I can tell you this simple fact. Look for bunkers. Bunkers in the Battle of Endor, the campaign mission, will always have a scavenger thing and a barrage. And the barrage is super overpowered, regardless of what mode you're playing. The next tip is for hero game modes. If you're playing as a hero, like as you can see in the background, you are able to go toe-to-toe with other heroes. You saw how I just dealt with that Kylo. Some heroes are able to deal with 3v1s like Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker or Count Dooku. Now, you've also got to keep in mind what hero works best at what spot. For example, Finn, as you can see in the background gameplay. He is amazing for Galactic Assault and Supremacy, but he isn't the best in hero modes because more often than not, unless you've got friends playing with you, they are going to run off and you are going to get picked off. Other heroes, I don't know. Let's use Yoda as an example. For me, Yoda's great in hero modes. But the issue is in trooper modes, he has to deal with all kinds of enemies trying to jump down his throat at once. And now we're switching over to hero gameplay, so let's talk about some hero tips. My first tip for Captain Phasma, her staff strikes are overpowered. And if you're wondering, oh, how are they overpowered? So basically, Phasma staff strikes work like this. The first 2 strikes do damage, which, by the way, they're able to one-shot normal enemy infantry aside from heavies. And the third strike is a knockdown. It does extra damage and knocks the opponent over. Here in a little bit, you'll actually see me knock down a Lando and get a few cheap headshots off. Speaking of knockdowns and cheap headshots, Han's Dead Knight Charge is by far one of the best blaster hero abilities in the game. You are able to throw it behind your opponent and detonate it. It's so strong, in fact, it is one of the, I believe it's the only ability that's able to get you out of Vader's choke, aside from Presence. And Presence doesn't really help you because, sure, it gives you health, but Vader's still choking your entire team. With Han, what you're able to do is as soon as Vader chokes you, throw a Dead Knight behind him. And believe me, it does insane things. When you detonate the Dead Knight charge, man, that's a tongue twister, you're able to knock Vader out of his choke. If you run Air Burst, that's 240 damage to Vader, knocking him down, leaving him open to headshots. Folks, do not sleep on Hans, especially when they're running Smuggler's Wits. They have a third roll. They will roll behind you and headshot you. Han destroys people with headshots. A normal headshot from his DL-44 is enough to one-shot most enemy troopers. So if you're trying to spam him off with Maul, be careful because his line of fire is directly at his head. Bop, 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 dead. And you don't have enough time to spam through him. My next tip is referring to Darth Vader. I know, Darth Vader, he's overpowered. How do you need tips for him? Well, let me tell you this. If you're struggling in Hero Showdown from people ganging up on you, run Last Gasp and Punishing Grip. Folks, the damage that Last Gasp and Punishing Grip do together stacks. So, choke does more damage if you choke 2 or more enemies. Choke lasts longer. Longer choke, more damage. If you can't tell, you are sacrificing some safety with bonus health and furious resilience to get insane choke damage. Let me give you an example of a thing that I like to do. Speaking of, here's that clip I was talking about with Phasma. So clean. Also, sorry for no audio. I just don't want to have to talk any louder. But with Vader, one of my favorite things to do is have 3 Saber heroes try and spam me. I'm just hiding behind my block. As soon as my stamina gets to about 50%, pop choke. What this does is it gets them all in a choke, so that last gasp is active, and punishing grip is making them all take more damage. So then what I do is I jump behind them to get a jump attack. If you don't know, Saber heroes do double damage when you're hitting an opponent in the back. And then as soon as I do that, I throw the Saber at the opponent. It will take a lot of getting used to, but if you can pull it off, it is worth it to laugh at the 2v1ers and 3v1ers in the game. Next up is a tip for Kylo. This one is more of a glitch than an intended feature. But Kylo, depending on your method, is able to do 4 hits in Frenzy. Most of the time he's only able to do 3 hits. So what you're able to do is dash backwards, turn your camera 90 degrees in either direction, and activate Frenzy. What this does is it causes the game to bug out, and you do 4 attacks in your Frenzy. And hit the 3rd and 4th attack, both go through blocks. But that's about all the tips I've got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps all kinds of new players to deal with us veterans. We're still going to hold our own, but you guys at least have more of a chance knowing these tips. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more tips, then drop a comment, subscribe, leave a like, and share it to your friends and duos and trios and squads. Alright, have a good time.